I am so excited to share today's interview with you. This is going to be a little bit different. If you've listened to my podcast before, you'll know that I usually interview people who have overcome challenges in communicating in English in order to reach their career goals as mining and metals industry professionals. But today's interview is with someone who is navigating this transition as we speak. I'm speaking with Danyal, who is a metallurgist from Iran. I've known Danyal for a little while now as we've been chatting about him moving to Australia for work. He already had the visa before we met. But when we did cross paths, you can imagine how interested he was to chat with me because of what I do. I directly help people who want to improve their English to get jobs and visas in this industry. I'm a metallurgist myself. Danyal's English is pretty good, but he landed in Australia just last week, and so it is being put to the test. And this episode is a chat with him about how he is finding it, what challenges he's having, and how he's overcoming them. It's in real time. Now, I can't think of any more helpful information that you could get if this is something that you're considering doing yourself. So let's not delay. Let's get into it. Hello, Danyal. You finally made it to Australia. Congratulations. How have you been finding it?
Hello, Kirsten. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to join one of your podcasts, and I'm
Yay.
finally here. Yes, I'm finally here. You know that it took a long time to be here, and with a lot of problems like a flood and like a war was coming. I didn't know
Yes.
myself that I would be able to be here or not, but finally, yes, I'm here. It's been a day, 10 days, around 10 days that I've been here. It's a fantastic country. It's a multicultural society, and I enjoy living here. And these days, I'm actively applying for jobs. And
Yeah.
actually, I made some connections with some people, and they asked me, "Are you looking for job? It's been just a week you're coming here,
Huh.
and you have to be jet lagged. Why are you looking for jobs?" It was surprising for them. But I said that no, I need a job. I'm a married guy that I need to protect
Yeah.
my family or something. I don't have any time to waste. And yeah, this is it. I try to enjoy life while I'm applying for jobs and seeking jobs positions.
Excellent. And you enjoying it? Enjoying
Yeah,
the culture, the people?
yes, exactly. And it's my first time living in another country. This is my first time. I haven't been in any other country before.
Oh, wow. Not even on holidays or just
No, no, no,
wow.
not one, not a single one.
Wow. What so is Australia what you expected?
I guess so, yeah. Because I have many friends here and I have heard a lot about uh, the society and the culture and the weather, everything. And I can say it's better than I thought.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
because I had heard some contradictory ideas, I agree with those that were in the positive and good side, good opinion about here.
Hmm. Excellent. And what's been the hardest part of landing in Australia? It's all very new.
Um, the hardest part for me was just leaving my wife behind my
Hmm.
back and not
Yeah.
able to bring her with me at this time. Mm, but I integrated with the society and the community here very well. The hardest part was just the beginning part. After I settled down here, uh, I found it easier, and having friends
Mm.
who are originally Iranian has, you know, uh, changed the atmosphere, and I can count on, the existence of those friends is
Yeah.
relieving, kind of.
And I guess they have some helpful advice if you don't know how to get somewhere or how to do something. They know how to do that already.
Exactly, exactly. On the first day, I didn't have the Smart Rider card for riding the
Uh,
bus.
yes.
Yeah, and um, I went to the bus and I asked the driver, and I told her that I don't have the smart rider. Can I pay in cash? And she told me that there would be no change and they couldn't accept me the $20. So she told me very relaxed that you can go sit, and but if the officers come, you would be there would be a penalty. You will be fined. So I went to the bus and I sit to the bus, and I was really afraid that there gonna be something serious, but hopefully nothing happened. And yeah, I arrived to the city and I bought a Smart Rider card.
Perfect. Well, yeah, Australians will try and help you out as much as possible. Most countries are pretty helpful like that. Have you
Mhm.
had any trouble with English? Because Australians can have a funny accent and talk pretty quickly.
Yes. Actually, I had a rehearsal before because we were talking before I came to Australia, and it was
Yes.
absolutely helpful. Yeah, I feel that every time we're talking, I feel much more comfortable to understanding the English and the accent. Sometimes when I speak to some people, they speak very differently, but most of them in the city, um, it's not that much hard to understand them. But it really depends on the people, and some of them, yeah, really speak very challenging, and it's hard to understand. And it has happened to me that they've told me something and I didn't understand. I just said yes, okay, yes. The other day I had to hire an driving instructor, so I called him. I was
Hmm.
talking to him on the phone, and
Ah,
I asked a few questions about if he can give me his car for the driving test. He
yes.
explained many things, and I didn't finally find out is he able to give me the car or not. I just said okay, yes, because I'm going to see him tomorrow, and I will ask him in person again.
Well, that's usually part of the process. So I would think the answer is yes.
Yes.
That's so I'm not sure why there was a big story there, but you'll find out tomorrow. It's all part of the
Mhm.
fun of
Yeah.
going to another country and trying to communicate in another language.
Yes. Yes.
And so, yes, you were in one of my speaking programs, and you did find. I've been wondering whether you found that helpful before getting to Australia and hearing the crazy, sometimes crazy accent, because I try and reduce my accent a lot because
Mhm.
people, um, everyone has different levels of English, and I'm communicating with so many non-native English speakers. I wondered
Mm.
whether it would be all that helpful for you or not. But you said you did find it helpful.
Yes, it was absolutely helpful.
Perfect.
Not only in the case of speaking English and learning English vocabulary, I learned some new vocabulary from you, which was specifically related to the mining, like
Mm.
the word concession. I have not. Oh my God, I've never heard of that.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, some specific words like I remember that the word hurdle or the word for GDP or something like that. It was
Yeah, GDP, the gross
yeah,
domestic product. Yes.
Yeah, GDP, yeah, gross. It was the first time I was hearing those words, and it was really helpful. Beside that, you know, the thing that gives me confidence was that I
Mm.
was able to communicate with a native person, and it was for the first time.
Yeah.
All English teachers and instructor that I had was Iranian. They were really good at English, but it was something else. I was familiar with their accent, but this experience was unique.
Excellent. Excellent. That's really well, that's good for me because that's what I'm trying to build.
Thank you.
So that
It
it's
means a
nice to
lot to
know.
me.
Hmm. Excellent. So two final questions before we finish. I want to know what's been the biggest surprise since arriving in Australia? What has been the thing that surprised you or shocked you the most, good or bad?
It is, the how the community work, how the industry work here is very different from I had experienced.
Hmm.
People, there are some jobs that are being handled by machines and computers here that it was not the same in my country. For example, I wanted to make some PDF files printed, and I went to the office works and I told the guy that I need these files printed, and he told me, "Okay, go there and print them by the device," because we were doing that, handle that differently. So I went to the that's like ATM machine or something. It was a
Yeah.
machine, and with
Yep.
a computer, I went there, emailed my file, and I put the number, I put the uh, price amount, and everything. It was machinery and automatic. It worked really well and differently. And it is in different part too. For example, there's no cashier in shops like Woolworths, Coles, and people just do everything.
Yes.
And it is very surprising and something to like. It's
Yeah.
more, it saves time. It's more relaxed, and you feel better.
Mm. Well, also, Australia has very low unemployment. So it's hard to hire people for lots of jobs. And so they use machines where they can, but it doesn't have the problem of people being out of work. So that's something unique about Australia, I think. It's certainly not the
Mm,
case in Malaysia or in Egypt here, anywhere else that I've been. So yeah, I never really thought about that. That's interesting. I just always thought that was just normal.
mm,
Excellent. So picture yourself 6 months ago. That's probably about the time that we met the first time. Would you tell yourself to do anything different than you've done or give yourself any advice?
I don't know. I'm really, I have the experience and knowledge now to predict the necessary things that I will be faced with. But I explored and I investigated as far as I could. So I
Hmm.
tried to be as prepared as I could. But if it was 6 months ago, the things that I would do is make more connections on LinkedIn, post,
Yeah.
making, posts on LinkedIn, try to uh, message those connections and finding connections between the companies to people
Hmm.
who are happy to help you, because now I found some of them, but maybe it was better to make connections with them before I come here, because they helped me and some
Yes.
positions was closed. so it was a little bit late. It was better if I had text them sooner. And the language is very challenging. I would recommend people or myself study English as far as they can and be prepared for exam and be prepared for having their resume, their CV. I'm so happy that I already prepared them because I see some people, new people, comes here and they don't have any resume. It's gonna cost uh, money because they have to live here without any job. It's better to prepare your resume and cover letter and everything before you come here to Australia, because here you have to cover your bills and funds. So it's not very good decision to just sit here and write a resume that you could do in home.
It was so good to catch up with you and to have you share your advice. And you already know that you're going to stay in contact with me anyway. I want to know what you're doing and how it's going. But yeah, again, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing with everyone.
Yeah, I have to thank you too, Kirsten. You absolutely, I sincerely say that you opened the doors to the culture. You was the first person told me that the dear word is not a good word here. We don't say dear.
The
We say
translation of
hello.
Habibi.
I've heard that from other people, and I suggested this to other people, other my friends, that they don't say dear, don't say dear. It's okay with hi and with their first name. And I absolutely say truly believe that you was one of the greatest things happened in my life in the best moment. I'm very grateful of that, and I'm very grateful of you. I hope that we can keep this connection. Maybe one day you would come to Australia. I would be really happy to see you, see your family, your daughter, and
Yeah,
everything. Maybe my wife would be here in Australia then, and that would be a great day.
yeah. Well, I regularly go back to Australia, so that's certainly not off the cards. I hope you have enjoyed this chat with Daniel as much as I have. I always find his positivity and his outlook on life so inspiring. Don't forget, if you want to be notified when the next great interview with successful non-native English professionals in the mining industry is released, click subscribe on your preferred podcast platform. And if you are ready to take control of your English, transform your communication skills, and see that payback in your career, then shoot me an email at ksdsmith@gmail.com or visit me on LinkedIn. The links are again below in the show notes. Until the next episode, take care and keep on digging.